Yeah, guys, and welcome to the first episode of SuperFran with me, SuperFran. It's a new series I'm trying out. I'm not sure how it's going to go because it's quite different to what I've done before. Basically, up until now, you might have seen I've done a series with Sheffield FC where we played through 2 seasons. That was quite good. And I've currently got a series going on with Blackpool FC as well. We're 3 and a bit seasons in. But those are regular updates of videos. What I'm going for here, I'm going to save big teams who have been relegated. So as you can see here, I'm at the end of season 1. Everton are going down to the Championship, and I'm going to save Everton. I'm actually going to be showing you the entire first season in this video. And what I'm hoping to do is do 3 episodes, which is 3 seasons with this Everton team, and get them as high as I possibly can, hopefully in the Premiership, because I'm planning on bringing them back up. It would be a bit of a failure if I didn't, to be perfectly honest. And one of the things that should make this series a little bit different from anything you might have seen, I've watched a couple of people take relegated teams in Football Manager 17 and basically sell the whole squad, get a few hundred million, and then spend that few hundred million on like all the world's best wonder kids and stuff. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to fill the squad as best I can with a new generation of Everton youngsters. And we've got some bloody good youngsters, so that should be quite achievable. We will still obviously strengthen where we need to, when none of the youngsters can fill in. But yeah, as best we can, we're going to be doing this with our own youth players. And yeah, I'll get them as high as I possibly can, and then I'm going to try it again with someone else, someone maybe from a different country. You know, we'll try and save a big German club, or a big Spanish club, or a big Italian club. But it does depend on just who gets relegated in my save games. This time it was Everton though, and let's have a look at what went wrong. By the way, I am using the Sort It Out SI transfer update as of the end of the January transfer window. So players like Morgan Schneiderlin will be at Everton. You know, all the transfers are up to date as of January 2017. So, most of you will know, summer 2016, Ronald Koeman comes into Everton. How has it gone so badly wrong? We thought Martinez did shit, right? Martinez had 2 11th place finishers in a row with Everton. This Everton side, under big R.K., R. Kelly, R. Koeman, they finished 20th on only 35 points, with a goal difference of -21. How, you might ask? Let us have a look. Let's see what happened, shall we? So, first of all, the season got off to a pretty bad start for Everton. They did not get a win until this win at the end of September against West Brom. That was the first win of the season, and then they lost 5 straight games after it, including away at rivals Liverpool, which we lost 1-0. And the form stayed patchy throughout the entire season is something I'm noticing. Like 3 wins here against, you know, not great sides, Stoke, Palace and Sunderland, and then another run without a win. Have a look at this run here, right? So this is, however many games this is, this looks like about 11 or 12 games, and we won 2 games out of those. Not good enough. And then again, another massive run towards the end of the season. Ronald Koeman didn't actually get sacked until after this 1-1 draw with Sunderland. For whatever reason, after conceding 9 goals in 3 games here, they gave him one last chance and he blew it. He drew with Sunderland, and this was at about the point where it looked like Everton were definitely going down. So at this point, Koeman gets sacked. The club brings in, I think it's John Ebrell to replace him. He has a couple of weeks as caretaker manager and does shit all before Gary Monk comes in at the start of April. And Gary Monk does this with the rest of the season. I mean, not too great, is it? Lost to Palace, drew with Middlesbrough, lost to Leicester and Swansea. You need to win all 4 of them, but he couldn't do it. He then got fairly respectable, you know, draws with Arsenal and Man U and a win against West Ham, but it wasn't enough. Everton were already down. So who, you might ask, is culpable? Ronald Koeman, number 1. Yes. Absolutely, Ronald Koeman has let this Everton side down. Or have they let him down? Let's have a look at average rating. Some of them absolutely fucking have, yes. a couple of honourable mentions first. Leighton Baines had a fine season. Got an average rating of 7.18, not bad. Ashley Williams, 7.16 in 39 games, not bad. Schneiderlin, Garbert got a fair bit of game time and did quite well. You know, Jags, Rom, Coleman, pretty much you've got the core of a good side there that did quite well. And then you've got the other side. You've got the other end of the spectrum, right? Let's discount Kone because he barely played. And we'll discount the rest of the guys who didn't really play that much. So Calvert-Lewin, Mo Besic, Ademola Lookman, Anton Donkor. So we'll discount these guys. We'll just move them out of the way to the under-23s. So let's have a look who played a lot of games and did absolutely shit. And you'll see right at the top of the pile, and I love Ross in real life. I love Ross Barkley. He's a great player. But he has stunk up the Premier League, as you can see. In 36 games, he mustered an average rating of 6.47. He never got fouled, which is odd, especially as sort of a tricky centre attacking midfielder. He did not get fouled once, which shows he wasn't really running with the ball, wasn't really making stuff happen, wasn't getting in dangerous positions with it. His passing accuracy was 67%. He got 3 assists, no goals. He just had a shocking season. So Ross Barkley is absolutely a culprit. I won't go through them all in massive detail, but Kevin Morales did not have a very good season. Enner Valencia got 10 goals, but average rating wise didn't have a good season. He was actually Everton's second highest top scorer behind Romelu Lukaku, who had 17 for the season. So yeah, average rating wise, those guys let the side down the most. So all in all, if you're looking at like average rating, the team seems to have been pretty solid throughout the season. But just in key areas, they haven't performed. Like, Koeman was playing like a conservative 4-1-2-3 formation. But he was relying, it seems, on Ross Barkley making stuff happen in the middle, and he just didn't ever at all. And to be fair, in my opinion, that's not Ross Barkley's position. You need him playing behind the striker, not as a part of a midfield three. I mean, Gary Monk, when he came in, did change it around. He did change it to a 4-2-3-1 with Barkley playing in behind Lukaku. But, I mean, you could see things starting to turn around with those 3 decent performances at the end of the season. But apart from that, damage was done, wasn't it? So we've got a lot to think about. We've got a lot to think about because key players have let us down. Key players are on a shit ton of money, which I do not want to be giving them in the Championship. And it probably won't surprise you too much to know that most of the first team wants to leave as well. So who wants to leave? Who wants to leave? Jagielka, Lennon, Williams, Baines, Morales, Funes Mori, Lukaku, Barkley, Coleman, McCarthy, Balassi, Gay and Schneiderlin. Well, okay, so these guys want to leave. And to be honest, if decent bids come in, I'm not going to stop them because I am planning on rebuilding this squad to some extent. I want to get the wage bill right down so we're not paying Premiership wages in the Championship. I want to get rid of some of the prima donnas and the inconsistent players, and I want to bring some youth players through. That's how we're going to rebuild this Everton side. We're going to bring some youth players through, and we're going to make some smart transfers as well. I'm not overpaying for players. We're going to make some smart business. Maybe bring in a couple of young players on the cheap if we can. It's also interesting to know that Ronald Koeman didn't bring in a single player this year, which is odd. He let a few youngsters go out on loan, and he actually sold young centre-back Matty Pennington to Wolves for not very much money at all. But apart from that, he didn't make any transfers, and Everton are in the red financially. So it's going to be interesting to see whether we can turn this situation around as well. So, awesome. But yeah, I'm just going to sort out this situation, and I will update you at the end of the summer. Right then guys, the summer is over. It's the 31st of August 2017 and we have completed our transfer business for this first transfer window. And I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty pleased, to be honest. So the first thing I set about doing, obviously, was getting rid of the players who didn't want to be here and starting a new team. And in doing that, we've actually reduced the wage bill by £1 million. Which is a fucking lot. That's £1 million per week. So we've gone from spending 1.4 million a week to just over 400,000 a week on wages, which is pretty good. Let's show you how we actually got on with those transfers. So we've gotten rid of all of these players, which consists pretty much of our entire team. Big ones to take note of: Romelu Lukaku, who's gone to Monaco for 35 million. Brendan Galloway, who was one of the players that I was planning on building this new Everton team around, decided that he wanted out as well, so he's gone to West Ham for a deal which could rise to 33 million. Ross Barkley's gone to Southampton, and to be honest, I just wanted to get rid of him because of that shocking season he had last season and the fact that he was on such massive wages. I just got rid, so Southampton have taken him for up to 18 million. Not as much as I would have liked, but couldn't really be arsed, to be honest. He needed to go. And a bunch of players left on free transfers as well. Ronald Koeman was one of them, and Gareth Barry retired as well. So all in all, we have received £257 million for our outgoing transfers. So let's have a look at who we brought in. Currently the biggest signing we brought in is Dominic Iorfa, the Nigerian right back or centre back from Wolverhampton Wanderers. We brought him in for £8 million. He is a very good player. He is 6'4", very strong, very quick, good athlete, good defensive attributes, as well as good dribbling as well, and solid mentals. We brought in Tommins for £6 million just because he's a pretty versatile winger, but he instantly tore his knee ligament, so he's out. He's been out for the entire of pre-season. But yeah, Tommins, I'm sure, will give us just more options on the wings and up front. Liam Bridcut, who I didn't really expect to sign because I thought I would be using Mohamed Besic in my new Look Everton side, but he decided he wanted to move as well, so we sold him for like 2 million. And we brought in Liam Bridcut, the 28-year-old Scottish international. He's a good ball winner, very aggressive, hard-working and determined, good physicals and good tackling as well. We brought in Dan Gosling, who has actually played for Everton before. He scored that historic goal in the cup against Liverpool when ITV cut to the ad break just before he scored, and everyone missed it. And he then sort of left unceremoniously to go to Newcastle, then went to Bournemouth, and now he's back with us, and he's signed for us for just under £3 million. He's a good solid box-to-box midfielder, so he just gives us more options in the centre of midfield. We brought in Thomas Callas, the young Chelsea centre-back. He's a good ball-playing centre-back. Not the tallest, not the best in the air, but he is pretty solid on the ball. And he's also a Czech international with good physicals and decent mentals, so I'm sure he'll do a job. To replace Leighton Baines, who wanted to leave, we have brought in Charlie Taylor, because his contract expired at Leeds, so we brought him in for just about £1 million compensation. And he's just a very solid left-back. He's got good defensive attributes, so he will keep things steady for us at the back, and he can also get forward well. He's got good crossing and dribbling and corners and free kicks and all that malarkey. Jose Baxter's not actually one of my signings, but as I say, I'm using the Sort It Out SI transfer update editor data. And in real life, Jose Baxter is coming back to Everton for the 17-18 campaign, just so he can sort of get his life back on track. Good on him, by the way. But yeah, Jose Baxter has joined us, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him or if I'm going to play him. But yeah, he's an option, I suppose, at cam or up front. We've also brought in Ainsley Maitland-Niles from Arsenal on a free transfer. He was released from his contract there, and he's a promising right winger. We've brought in Bailey Cargill on a season-long loan from Bournemouth. Again, he's just a pretty solid ball-playing centre-back. Not the best in the air, but pretty solid on the ball. I do like having a right footer and a left footer in the centre of defence. And last but not least, if you've ever seen my videos before, you'll know that I like to have my lieutenants. I like to have my right-hand men, my go-to guys, preferably very experienced footballers who have played for Everton at some point. So Tim Cahill has come in on a free transfer from Melbourne City. We're actually paying him £30,000 per week, which is sort of a wage cap I've self-imposed on us for this season to make sure we're not overspending. So yeah, we are paying him the full 30 grand a week, but I think for what we're trying to do, we're trying to build a young team, a young inexperienced team of Evertonians and just general youngsters, and we need an experienced spine. So Bridcut is going to help with that. Tim Cahill is going to help with that. Dan Gosling is going to help with that. So we do need some experience, I think. So yeah, overall in the transfer window, we made a profit of £232 million. And yeah, obviously we've lost a lot of quality. We've sold all of our Premier League players, really. But the idea of this save is to make some new Premier League players. And we've got some very, very good youngsters in the squad who I will introduce you to now. So ideally, I think this is my starting 11 at the minute. We did actually start the season playing a 4-2-3 wide, but it didn't work out. We weren't really creating enough, so we've switched it to this 4-2-3-1, which I've been enjoying very much in Footy Manager 17, as you will know if you've been watching my Blackpool series, because we've used it quite often. And we're keeping it fairly simple with this 4-2-3-1. We exploit the middle, obviously, because we've got fucking 2 centre mids and 3 attacking mids. We look for the overlap because we've got attacking fullbacks in Taylor and Iorfa. We'll work the ball into the box because we've got quite a few players who are inclined to shoot at every opportunity, so I wanted to put a stop to that. But we also pass into space because we've got quite a bit of pace as well. And as you can see, we are looking to control games as well as keeping a fluid team shape. So yeah, at the minute I think this is my starting formation. We've still got Joel Robles in the net. I mean, he's quite a decent keeper for Premier League level. He is a very good keeper for Championship level. He's got excellent technical attributes. Not so great on the mentals, pretty solid on the physicals, but yeah, he will certainly do a job for us in the Championship, I think. And he's only on low wages as well, 25 grand a week. Across the back, we've got 3 new signings. We didn't really have a whole lot of options in our youth team who are ready to go into this back 4. So Dominic Iorfa, Thomas Callas, Mason Holgate, who you'll probably know from real life, is a pretty solid centre-back or right-back, and Charlie Taylor. They are going to be my back 4 when they're not swanning off on international duty. The central midfield too is going to be Tom Davies, who you probably also know from real life. He's having a great breakthrough season. He's now a regular starter in the Everton side. He's still basically untried in Footy Manager, because obviously it doesn't take this season into consideration. So yeah, we're going to give him a chance to show what he can do. He's already played 6 times and scored 3 goals with an average rating of 7.6, so I'm pretty excited to see what he'll do. And obviously Liam Bridcourt is already suspended because he's got 5 yellow cards in 6 games, so that bodes well for the future as well. Then we've got these 3 attacking midfielders. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, or DCL, is going to play on the right side of attacking midfield. He's going to be playing as a shadow striker, even though he's not got the best aggression. But I feel like he can push into these dangerous areas and get himself on the score sheet. He's got a fair bit of pace as well to get him through the defence, so that should help. Liam Walsh, in my opinion, is going to be the next youngster to actually come into the Everton first team in real life. I've seen him play for the under-23s before, and he's got a fantastic range of passing. And good technique and control and all that good stuff. He's going to be playing as an advanced playmaker on support, so we can just thread some passes through for the other guys. And then of course we've got Timmy Cahill charging up the left to get into the area and get his head on stuff. He's still got 18 heading, 15 jumping reach, so he will certainly do a job there. And up front we've got Shani Tarashai, who was one of Roberto Martinez's last signings. In real life he's never played a competitive game for Everton. I think he's currently played like half a friendly for us before he got shipped back out on loan. But, you know, he looks very, very promising. He's got good pace, fairly decent mentals, pretty solid mentals, excellent finishing, 16 on finishing, 13 long shots, 13 dribbling. So, yeah, he looks alright. So he's going to start the season as our starting striker. And just like Tom Davies, he's currently on 3 goals from 6 games and 2 assists. So far we are actually unbeaten in the Championship. We have drawn at home with Nottingham Forest on the first day. Liam Bridcourt surprisingly got 2 goals in that match and a yellow card. That wasn't the surprising bit. The surprising bit was the 2 goals. But yeah, pleasant surprise. He popped up with 2 goals. And, you know, I've always said this. I will take a draw on the opening day of the season. I don't care who we're playing against. Opening day of the season is sort of a special case where you just don't want to lose. You just don't want to get off on that foot. So a draw is always welcome. We then beat Crewe in the AFL Cup. Jose Baxter with 2 penalties, including one in the last minute. We beat Reading, Tom Davies getting 2 and DCL getting 1. Thumped Charlton at home, Liam Bridcourt getting another and Shani Tarashai getting a hat-trick. Then Tom Davies and David Hennon, who I've not showed you yet. He's been He's been at Everton for a couple of years, and he used to have this massive amount of hype around him, which at some point just evaporated, and he keeps getting linked with moves to France and shit, and I don't really know what to make of him. But yeah, he's sort of a backup striker for us this season, so he's already off the mark and he's got an assist, so, you know, not bad. Then Tim Cahill got us past Cheltenham with a 2-1 win. Thomas Callas scored an own goal in a 1-1 draw away at Fulham, and Tim Cahill got the goal in a 1-1 draw away at Bolton. So, not a bad start to the season. We've won 2 cup games, we've won 3 championship games, and drawn the other 3 championship games. So still unbeaten, which I will take. So yeah, wish us luck. I'm going to play through to January, and we'll let you know what is happening then. Right then, guys. So, as opposed to the last time I saw you, when I think we were 3rd in the league, Everton have climbed to the top of the league. And we are sitting fairly pretty. We're 8 points clear of Huddersfield. Let's have a look what has been going on then. So we've got the January transfer window coming up now. I'm looking to make a couple of signings in there. But, oh, just look at all this green. We actually maintained our unbeaten run. Look at this. Until the second time we played Nottingham Forest. So we played a full half a season without being beaten. And then just got smashed by Nottingham Forest for some reason. But yeah, we've had some great results. We beat Wigan 5-0. Shani Tarashai getting a hat-trick, Liam Bridcut getting one, and Ademola Lookman getting the last one. We smashed Rochdale in the EFL Cup 4th round with a 6-1 win. Dan Gosling, Ademola Lookman, DCL with a brace, and Shani Tarashai and an own goal. That was a very convincing win. Second place Huddersfield as well. I was pretty nervous about this game, but Shani Tarashai and Tim Cahill both got braces, and that sealed it up for us. So it's just been a really, really good first half of the season. Really, really good. Top scorer currently is Shani Tarashai on 19 goals. Bloody hell. For his first half season in England, that is not bad at all. 19 goals. Mason Holgate has got the highest average rating with 7.41 because he has just been solid as anything. Charlie Taylor from that left back spot has got the most assists. He's got 11. Connor Grant, who I've not shown you, he's sort of a deep line playmaker in the central midfield or left midfield. He has the best pass completion rate, even though he's not really played that often. But when he has, he's passed bloody well. Most player of the match awards, not really surprisingly, is Shani Tarashai with 6. Most yellow cards, definitely not surprisingly, is Liam Bridcut with 15 yellow cards. And Charlie Taylor and Bridcut have each got a red. But I don't mind Bridcut, you know, because when he's suspended, we just have Dan Gosling step in for him. So we've just got Gosling and Davies in the centre of midfield together. And most of the time, Bridcut is very, very good as well. He's scored 6 goals for us. He's got a great average rating, 7.14. Pass completion percentage of 87, 4.67 tackles a game. He's just been really solid as a centre midfielder. I'm very, very glad we brought him in because there's no one in the team who could full-time do what he does as the ball winner, as the bastard in midfield. So, fast forward to the end of January. We're at the end of the transfer window and we've lost a few more games. I hope that this doesn't turn into a spiral. We drew Tottenham. We got to the EFL Cup semi-final. We drew Tottenham and drew 1-1 at their place and lost 3-2 at our place. So 4-3 over 2 legs isn't that bad against a side like Tottenham, I don't think. This was the worrying one though. We lost to MK Dons, who are currently 10th in the Championship. It was a pretty even game, but they put the chances away. It's one of them. 2 goals like within a few minutes of half time, either side as well. That's never a good thing. That usually does get you a result, doesn't it? If you can score just before half time or just after, you usually get something from the match, just because of the psychological edge it gives you. And we also just lost to Aston Villa in the FA Cup 4th round, which I was not happy about at all. In terms of transfers, Luke Garber started to spit his dummy out, so we let him go to Derby for 2 million because we just weren't playing him. We've got Charlie Taylor. And we brought in this young regen from Copenhagen. His name's Emre 7. Emre 7, so we've given him the number 18 naturally. And he looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. He's 19 years old. He's a Turkish under 21 international. He's excellent at free kicks. He's got pretty good mentals and physicals. And currently he's played 2 games, scored 2 goals and got an average rating of 7.6, so not a bad start at all for him. So very happy with Emre 7. We've also bought this guy who I'm not even gonna... We'll call him Rado or something. Rado's an Australian dude that we brought and he needs a work permit, so we're going to have to send him out on loan. So don't worry about Rado. But yeah, as it stands, end of January, we have played a game less than most of the league and we are 12 points clear at the top, which I'm very, very happy with. I had a horrible feeling that because we were getting rid of so many first team players, well, pretty much every first team player, it was just going to be one of those seasons where nothing really goes right for us. We just don't get the rub of the green and we end up sort of 8th or 9th. But it's actually been really, really good. I'm really, really proud of the players that have come in. If you look through this first team, pretty much everyone's averaging over a 7. Joel isn't, but goalkeepers never do. But he's still doing pretty well. How many's he conceded? 37 and 37. So yeah, that's fine. And Liam Walsh is averaging just under a 7, but he's doing all right. He keeps the game ticking over from that centre attacking midfield spot. One thing that's kind of put a downer on everything else is that Shani Tarashai wants to leave. He has handed in a transfer request, and I'll let him go. How much have I said for? Yeah, I'll let him go for 30 million. So anyone wants to stump up 30 million for Shani Tarashai, you are welcome to him. But to be honest, I'm not going to lower that evaluation because he's scored 22 goals and got 9 assists so far with a hell of an average rating. So we might lose him for 30 million, or he might just stay and keep scoring goals for us. Fuck knows. But yeah, I will see how the rest of the season goes, and I'll talk to you at the end of it. Oh, and that is the season, right? You might notice we have won the league. We've won the league. We're going straight back up to the Premiership, and I am very proud. I am a very proud manager. We actually beat Huddersfield to the title by 1 point in the end. We were at the top of the table all fucking season, and I had a horrible feeling it was going to go tits up. We stayed there despite losing our last 2 games. If Huddersfield would have got a win out of either of their last 2 games, then they would have gone above us, but they did not. So lucky for us that we got smashed by Villa and Ipswich. But yeah, it's been a pretty decent second half of the season. Again, people who know my Blackpool series, Franny Dream, will know that this is quite a satisfying result for me. It's not long ago that I recorded an episode in which my Blackpool team lost 5-0 to Leeds, so to beat them 6-0 at Goodison Park with Emre 7 getting 4 fucking goals, that's not bad at all. He's now got 12 and 15, the young striker who we signed for £1 million from Copenhagen. So yeah, very, very happy with how he is coming along. We didn't sell Tarashai, by the way. Tarashai, he was sort of moping around for a bit, but in the end he got on with it and got us a fair few assists. You know, as Emre 7 came into the team and started playing well, I dropped Tarashai back to a centre attacking midfield role. I think he's only scored 2 since I've last talked to you, but he's assisted quite a few, so we'll let him off. And he will be staying with us for the time being at least. So very good. We've got a very good prospect here in Shani Tarashai. I like him a lot. Team of the season then. So in goal was Joel Robles, who conceded 57 in 53 with 15 clean sheets. Good lad, Joel. Across the back, Dominic Iorfa, who had such a solid season. We mainly played him at right back, but we also played him at centre back. And he's wanted by Leicester and Leverkusen, which is a weird one. He's got a hell of an average rating, pretty solid tackling and dribbling percentages, as has Mason Holgate, and Mason Holgate has got 10 assists as well. He did get quite a few yellow cards, he got 15, but yeah, solid tackling, solid dribbling, and a good average rating. Good season for Mason. Thomas Callas next to him, pretty solid season. I'm a bit concerned about his kind of low pass completion percentage, seeing as he is a pure ball playing centre back. But yeah, he had a pretty solid season. Can't really complain. To say we brought him in for, what, 2.3 million. Yeah, he's been well worth the money and then some. And I can say the same about Charlie Taylor. Charlie Taylor's played 50 times for us, scored 3 goals, got 15 assists. Solid stats as well. And yeah, he has played very, very well. Still only 24, so he's got plenty of progressing to do. And you can see he's getting a bit quicker, a bit smarter, and a bit better defensively as well. Davies and Bridcut are in the centre of the team of the season. Davies has had a hell of a season. He's played 47 times, scored 15, assisted 10, 7 Player of the Match awards, and solid stats. Great pass completion, really good average rating, and yeah, really excited about Tom Davies. Tom Davies, in my opinion, is one of the most exciting young players in England. He's just absolutely fearless and old school. He's brilliant. Liam Bridcut next to him wound up with 25 yellow cards for the season, which is excessive, and he will be banned for the first 3 matches of next season. But to be honest, it's been worth it because he's had a hell of an average rating, so many tackles per game, great pass completion. He's just been so solid next to Davies as the more defensive-minded midfielder. Centre attacking midfielders, Tim Cahill is in there, despite missing a pretty big chunk of the season with injury. He's scored 9 goals for us this season, 3 assists, 3 Player of the Match, and average rating over 7. And he is declining very rapidly. Look at this pace, look at this juicy pace. 5 pace, 6 acceleration, 7 agility. He's like the bloody Titanic when he moves. Ademola Lookman is next to him. He's scored... I've not really talked about Lookman actually, have I? He's played 39 times, scored 9 goals, got 8 assists, and average rating over 7. Very, very good, very promising. He's been mainly playing as a shadow striker, so it's sort of out of position for him as well, so very good. And as I say, Liam Walsh, who ended the season with 51 appearances, 10 goals, 5 assists, and just great stats, just great passing percentage and average rating and what have you. And he's getting better as well. Last but not least is Shani Tarashai, who I've already mentioned, 24 goals, 15 assists in 49 games. He's just been something else. I did not expect him to be this good. This is what happens. Like I'm an Everton fan, right? So I've played quite a few games. I've played quite a few saves with this Everton team. But I've never really played with a lot of these players. Do you know what I mean? The players that probably aren't quite good enough to displace who you've already got. When you go down to the Championship, that all gets thrown out the window because all your best players leave. So you need to bring in people like Liam Walsh, people like Shani Tarashai, and yeah, it's just very rewarding when it comes off the way it has. It's brilliant. Fans Player of the Season, Dominic Iorfa. That's a pretty good shout, to be honest. He's come in at right back for £8 million and he's just been so bloody solid. I know it's a fairly obvious signing to make because I'm going to guess he's one of the most signed young players in the game this year because he's just really, really solid in terms of all his attributes, really. And he's been in great form. Great form. He's got 9 assists from fullback, got decent tackling and dribbling percentages, and a good solid average rating. So yeah, cannot complain about Dominic Iorfa for Fans Player of the Season. Second was Mason Holgate, who has been playing in centre back alongside Iorfa, and third was Tom Davies. Tom bloody Davies. What a season. What a season for him. And this is goal of the season from Liam Walsh against Cardiff in November. Takes it off Tarashai and just a drilled finish into the bottom corner. Good lad, Liam. 10 goals for the season. Excellent job. Signing of the season, unsurprisingly, was Emre Seven, who cost us £1 million from Copenhagen, and as I say, he has scored 12 and assisted 2 in 15 games. What a 6 months for this guy. He's got a minor injury at the minute, but I reckon he can easily take the step up to the Premier League with us. I'm very pleased with him. He has been fantastic value for money. And Young Player of the Season, unsurprisingly, is Dominic Iorfa. Yeah, as we've already mentioned, he's only 22 and he's had a season like that. Just awesome. Good lad. Look at this, though, from Tarashai. Top goal scorer and joint top assister with Charlie Taylor. Just fucking awesome. Highest average rating, unsurprisingly, was Dominic Iorfa. Best pass completion was Connor Grant, even though he didn't play that much. He made 11 appearances, 8 of which were off the bench. But yeah, he is a very good passer of the ball. So when he has played, he's passed it well. Most Player of the Match awards was Tom Davies. He was a game changer on several occasions. Most yellow cards was Liam Bridcut, of course it fucking was, with 25. And most red cards was Charlie Taylor, with 2. One slightly annoying thing is that Charlie Taylor has asked to leave, so he is transfer listed by request. But to be honest, we brought him in for just under £1 million. We're going to make a big profit if we sell him. And I have been... This has sort of changed for me. This save has changed to sort of a Moneyball-esque save. I'm not doing full Moneyball, but I am embracing some of the principles of Moneyball. You know, if big offers come in for your players, you take the money and you have replacements ready to take their place. You use your academies. You bring in players that are sort of between 20 and 25, so that they're just developed enough so you know how they're going to turn out, but they've got some more development to do, so you get them fairly cheap. Those kind of things I've been employing, and they've worked pretty well. And keeping the wage budget down as well, that is something that I think has helped us. We're currently £218 million in the black. There is a maximum of £251 million to spend if we need it. My God. To be honest, I'm pretty impressed with myself that I haven't been tempted just to just to make a bid for like Messi or Ronaldo and just see what happens. Like, guys, I can offer you £5 million a week. What are we going to do? But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you like the look of our new Look Everton side. Let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe what I could have done differently, how you would have done things differently. Let me know in the comments, and leave a like if you have enjoyed this video, and obviously subscribe to this video as well. And I'll be back in the not too distant future with episode 2, in which I'll be showing you season 2 of this save, to see how this squad of lovable misfits does in the big leagues, in the Premiership. So that could go one of two ways, couldn't it? But apart from that, I will see you next time. Bye.